for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you'll do anything.
What's going on, everyone? Again, it is Coach Shay Owens. I have with me Bobby Kim. He is going to bring you the real tea on finances, wealth, and using what you have right now to get where you need to go. Have you ever been in a situation where there's not enough money to pay what you need to pay for? Your credit is getting all jacked up because you're maxing out your credit cards. Why? Because we're in a season of uncertainty. Right now, Bobby Kim has even educated me today in 5 minutes. He's given me some useful information that I'm going to carry on that's really going to benefit me in the future. So I want to welcome in Bobby Kim. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here on Unscripted, where we do have these conversations that matter. Please take a moment to introduce yourselves to our listeners.
Absolutely. Well, first off, Coach Shay, I got to say, truly honored and grateful to be on the Unscripted show with you. This is just what a blessing to be able to go out there and share the information. So quick background on myself. I mean, originally from Detroit, Michigan, raised down here in sunny Tampa, Florida. I moved down when I was a young kid. I was raised with a single mom, little sister. Didn't really come from money. We struggled, Section 8, welfare. And I watched my mom work 2-3 jobs, just, literally work her butt off. And we all know hard work does pay off. And so I remember just watching the struggle. And then I just remember, I said, you know what, let me go out there and get a job and help out. I remember I was 12 years old. I got my first job, even though I was no business to be working, but I was getting paid $3.25 underneath the table. And I just remember just doing the same thing that my mom did, just go out there and work hard. And I got introduced to a mentor when I was 16 years old. Thank goodness for mentors, because that kind of speeds the process up in what you're looking to achieve. And, my first mentor was in sales. And I had that doubt of sales, like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't know about sales, but he kind of guided me through it. And, here we are today, 20 plus years later. I've been in the sales industry because I've always betted on myself. The one thing that made me go into this field of entrepreneurship was that that feeling that you have in your gut where you're the hardest working person at your job, but you're never going to make more money than the person that had the higher title or worked there longer. And so that's where I had to step out on faith and said, you know what, I wanted more. And I didn't like that feeling of just being held back or capped off. So the industry and going into the sales industry and being in entrepreneurship has been very rewarding. It's allowed me a lot of time freedom. And it's been a game changer for me and my family. I'll just say that. And I love to be able to go out there and share this, this thing called entrepreneurship with other individuals.
Right. But we all know as entrepreneurs that before you get to that place of entrepreneurship, there's some steps that you had to take because, like yourself, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, or, my mom was a single mom. I grew up in a single parent household where she worked a lot, or she went to go to school, and I didn't know the struggle that she did. I knew that I didn't want her to struggle. And I always said, when I get older, I'm going to take care of my mom, or, I'm not going to have to rely on my mom. And I had a child really young. I had a child at 16, and I refused to let my mom take care of my child for me. So there was something in me that always drove me to want to do more. And I never saw myself working a 9 to 5. I don't know what it is, but it was just that thing in me that said, I can't work for somebody. Like, I think it's maybe I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being on somebody else's schedule. I don't like being told what to do. And I always feel like the way that they're doing it, a lot of times I feel like, let me just change up a little bit and maybe I could do it better.
Exactly.
Right. And so what was that transition like? Because not growing up with that silver spoon, what was like your mindset that really said, I want to be an entrepreneur, and taking that leap of faith that you did?
Well, I think it comes down to that one thing of being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Come on now. Yeah.
I remember that's what got me my first job at 12 years old. I was sick and tired of ramen noodles every day. I was sick and tired of peanut butter and jellies and cereal. Like that's what we literally got by for years and years. And
Right.
that was the breaking point. I think people need to hit rock bottom to figure out what are you going to do from this point. And
Right.
most people say, Bobby, you're a child. How can you be sick and tired? Look, when you're forced to grow up faster and quicker, it'll make you level up. It'll make you do things that you would never imagine doing. And so I always say everything is a mindset thing. 90% mindset, 10% skill set. What you lack in skill, just make up in numbers. And that's where when I got introduced into sales, they said you don't have to be the best salesperson. All you have to do is be willing, have the drive, be hungry to go talk and share the information with enough people.
Right.
The value will come, right? And so me getting to where I'm at today, it was a lot of failures. But see, I didn't allow failures be a setback, right? It was a lesson learned.
Yes.
See, people feel that failures, oh man, I'm a loser. No, it was you failed. What did you learn from that? So when you go at it again, you don't do the same thing, learning from your mistakes.
Yes.
So I always like to say this expression, if you've never failed, then you've never tried anything new. What a boring life.
I need you to say that again because the people in the back weren't really listening to the last thing you just said. I'm gonna need you to rewind that and say that again because that's so powerful.
Exactly. If you've never failed, then you've never tried anything new.
Woo!
And so I was never scared to try something new, but I was never scared to fail because I knew I wasn't going to perfect it the first time around. That's what led me into failing in multiple different business ventures. Like I said, I've been in sales since I was 16 and I start making great money. I start really catching on to this thing and my skill set. See, what I love about jobs or anything that you do, there's systems already put in place. The acronym of system is save yourself time, energy, and money. So why try to reinvent the wheel if there's already a wheel that's been invented? If there's already a system put in place to create success or how to run that cash register or how to flip the burger or how to make the friend, why would you try to deviate from it, right? So I was always the person that was systems don't fail systems, people do. Let me follow this system. Systems will buy you time to learn the skill set, right?
Come on now.
That was the biggest thing for me is that I wanted to perfect that system so I could go out there and teach the system. See, you got to go out there and have the intention with the learn, with the intent to teach method, right? Because if you could go out there and learn with the intent to teach, then I always tell people you'll be able to teach, and then one day we'll all be at the beach. But if you can't learn the system, okay, it's never going to happen for you. And so that's where I perfected my craft is follow the system, learn the system, perfect the system. That will buy you the time to learn the skill set. And that's what we went out and did. And, I got introduced to my first, I guess you want to say network marketing business when I was 19 years old. So here I am perfecting the sales industry. I'm good. I'm making good money. And then I got hit from left field, this whole network marketing thing. I'm 19 years old, fresh out of high school, and they're talking about residual income. So here I am trading time for money, making good money in sales. But if I don't make sales, I make no money. Here they're talking about you make the sale once, get paid month after month, year after year for doing the work one time. It really intrigued me, and it got my mindset, my thought process went to a whole different level of entrepreneurship,
Because if you really sit back and think about it, you were thinking about the long term, not the right now. And I think what happens is when we're talking about money and wealth is not just about how much money, right? But it's also about that knowledge that you talked about. You have to kind of figure out where you fit, for me, in society, figure out where your lane is. I did sales, like I told you, for 11 years, and I was great at it. Like I felt like I was like one of the top, and I really was one of the top salespeople. But for me, it was like when they can come in and it was not residual. It was like you get paid once and you better hope that the person doesn't cancel the service within that 60 days. Or they don't call back in and now somebody's upgrading you because then you lost the sale. So I have looked into that type of residual income. How does it benefit? But I think that the way you're breaking it down is it makes sense because you're educating everybody, because that's where people, I feel like, fail in bringing people up under them. It's not about, hey, let me grow my team. Hey, it's about, let me educate you so that you can get to where I am and maybe even exceed me.
Exactly. Well, and just to piggyback off of that one thing, because since I was 19 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right? Here we are in 2021. That's what, 19 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've been part of 5 different companies,
Wow.
failed at all of them until this one, right? And so
Okay.
I'll talk about what's changed here in a little bit, but let me tell you this. I mean, the thought process of what you said is people want to go recruit, 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 recruit,
Right.
forgetting what the product or the value behind it was. And so my motto always in this industry, now that we became, to grateful for this opportunity and this industry, we became multiple 6-figure earner, residual income earners in this field, but not for the first 15, 16 years. There was a lot of failures, struggles, struggles.
Right.
And you know, people always want to just recruit and think that they're gonna get 3 all-stars and they're gonna become multimillionaires overnight.
Yes.
Man, there's a lot to it,
Right.
but personal development is very key on what I always worked on. But one thing I learned from my late mentor was you got to build people. You can't just go out there and build the business. You got to build people. People will
Yes.
build the business.
Yes.
So if you always just focus on just business and yourself, then guess what? That's just going to be you.
And you're selfish and you're not going to have any business.
If you could build people
Right.
and help people get to where they need to be, they say service to many leads to greatness. If you could serve to people and help them build them up, then the business will build by itself.
Absolutely. I think that that's so dope. So let me ask you, because you said you failed like 5 different times before you are where you are. What kept you in that field? Because what happens is a lot of times people fail in that field or in any field, and then they say, "Oh, this is not for me. Let me go try something else. Let me go try the new next best thing." Or, what is it that really 5 times? That's a lot. So what kept you going to say, this is going to be like the it for me? Why did
Mhm.
you keep going? What was that process like for you?
Well, I think, again, going back to that sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it's always got me to, I've always wanted more. And I remember making my first 6 figures in sales, right, when I was 20, 21 years old. From there,
Mhm.
I've always made 6 figures, been top sales rep. Everything's been good there. But when I was 19, I got introduced to network marketing. I saw the lifestyle of other people. It wasn't about just money. Now
Right.
it changed my mind shift a little bit. It was about this time freedom and having residual income. And so if I was able to make, or let's just ask the audience, if you can make the same dollar amount that you make at your job, but you never had to go to that job ever again, and you had all the time in the world to spend with the loved ones, think about it. It's now different. People are not complaining about the money no longer. Yes, if you're only making 30, 40,000, but you're working your butt off and you're away from your loved ones, it's causing so much type of stress. We know time and money has a weird way of creating issues in relationships in your personal life and
Right.
anything that's going on in your life. But when you change the perspective of what if you're making the same dollar amount to the penny, but you never had to go to a job again and it came in residual and you had all the time in the world, people will be less stressed out. And so
Absolutely.
that's what got me through 5 different companies. Here I am on number 6, but those 5, I was making good money at my job, so I never quit my job. But this was that, like Jim Rohn says, work on, I was working on my fortune part-time, okay,
Mhm.
while I was working my full-time job. See,
Yeah.
eventually my part-time fortune, right, my part-time business now made more money than my full-time job. That was the story to tell.
Right.
I've
Right.
always worked on my fortune, my wealth. Like I always worked on my side business because I always knew I wanted to go into business for myself. But it all came down to one question that you asked was, what kept me in the game?
Right.
It's the reason why behind it. It was not money. See, when you make it about money, you hit a roadblock, adversaries happen, and
Yeah.
you turn really quick. You want to go find that next shiny thing over here, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can take entrepreneurship and take it into college. See, when you go to college, you're thinking you're going to go for this degree, but people switch it up 1, 2, 3, 4 different times, right? But you still have to go through 4 years of college. You can't graduate as a freshman. So in
Right.
entrepreneurship, you have to have the same mentality of you're going to go through years of personal development. You're not going to make it big on your first year around. And
Nope.
so someone like me going 15 years, I always understood that the light was at the end of the tunnel. My why has never changed. And so when I tell people, figure out what you're going to do and you stick with it, but you need to identify why you're doing it, and it has to be bigger than money. And so for me was I wanted more time freedom because I was already making money, but my grandparents raised me as a single mom. My mom was never home.
Mm-hmm.
You lose people
Yeah.
that are close to you, and my grandparents were very dear to me, and they passed away, and they lived literally 3-4 miles away from me, but I was
Mm-hmm.
so caught up in this rat race of working
Yes.
60, 70, 80 hours a week. Yes, I was making good money. Something shifted. And so my why was, why did I always want time freedom? Why did I keep on pursuing this thing that never worked out for me? Because I knew it's working out for other people.
Yeah.
God didn't put me in that place because it wasn't my time yet. Everybody wants to fast forward and try to get to this certain place
Yes.
in their life, in their relationship, in their finances, in their businesses, but there was no purpose for you to be there yet. You didn't fill that shoe yet. So that shoe was not going to fit you. You weren't going to be prepared for that. And I understood it, man. It hit me when I lost my grandparents. I was devastated. And I
Yeah.
said,
That time.
it got to be bigger than money. It can't just always be about money, because money will always come and go. But time just goes and you never get it back. And just
Yeah.
it hit me so hard. And that's why I pursued this thing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to pour into myself more than ever. And I'm going to personal development. I'm going to work on my mental state, rather than just being driven by money. And so that was it, and then again, finding a mentor.
I was just going to ask you about that, because I think that what I do now, and starting the other group that I'm going to be starting, is to come in and have people, mentors. Mentors are so important. Even as adults, we should always remain teachable. No matter how great you think you are, there's always somebody who can come in and show you something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I told you, even in the beginning, there was one little thing that you gave me that is going to carry me on for years to come. And then now I'm like, okay, let me figure out how to do that a little bit better. Let me figure out, it's like that drive has to be in you. But I think for you, really having a mentor and having somebody to really show you a great way of managing what you have, mindset, and I'm sure that he probably taught you a whole lot of other things, really helped, to really define who you are. Clearly it was something in you as well, but it was a mentor having that. So do you also take the time out to mentor, like others? Like, what is that path? Because I know you're doing the network marketing now, where it is a residual income, and I want to get a little bit more into that as well.
Absolutely. Mentors are very key. Everybody wants the elevator to success, but you got to take the stairs. Mentors will allow you to skip some steps, right? They say if there's something that you want in life and a human being has it, you could have it as well. All you got to do is do exactly what they did to get it. So I always tell people it's okay to be a copycat. Just make sure you copy the right cat, right?
Come on, yes.
That's what I did. I always, as the top sales rep, let's just talk about in sales, because I'll mimic that in network marketing. Me being brand new to whatever sales company, I took the systems and everything else. I went through the training, but guess what I did? I was a person like, oh, Coach Shay's the #1 sales rep. Let me go straight to her. Let me go copy her. Let me go hear what she's saying. Let me go do what she's doing, because I can keep that process up, right? And all I had to do is mimic and do exactly what you were doing. And so that's the beauty about, success, and that's the beauty about something that you want to learn new, is that someone's already done it. All you got to do is copy that and mimic it, and then make it your own, right?
Make it your own, yes.
When I came into network marketing, obviously network marketing is about building people. It's not about building businesses. You build people and people will build the business. And so me being in sales, because in sales, it's always about you. You weren't trying to give someone else your secret to be the top sales rep at your office. But when I shifted that, I said, you know what? I'm not going to make it about me. I have the skill set. I know sales. I know people. I know how to listen. And those are all key things in sales. So I brought that into the network marketing realm and immediately start mentorship from day one. What is your why? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? How much money do you want to make in this business? But how much time can you? I don't like people making fool's goals, right? Fool's goals is not realistic goals. We got to set realistic goals so you can achieve them, so you can smash them, right? And you feel good about it. But when people set these fool's goals, oh, I want to make $10,000 a month, but I only want to work part-time. I said, well, hold on a second. You only make 3,000 a month and you work full time. You want to go make 7,000 more working less? Can it be done? Sure, it could. It's going to take some time, but that's not realistic goals. And so with the mentorship, you always got to find out what that person's looking for. And obviously in the industry, in the business that I'm in now, yes, it's network marketing, but we're in the credit realm. It's never been seen before. What got me excited about this? I've done 5 other companies, but they were all health and wellness, lotions and potions, bug juice, wrinkle creams, all of it, right?
Right.
But because I've been in sales, I was a sales manager for the same company for 10 years. I'm part of the family. I got 2 beautiful little girls, but I ended up going through a divorce. And so being the 5th company, I was kind of burned out, but I wasn't going to give up in the industry because I was going through divorce mentally. I was like, I had to put it to the side for now because I'm dealing with personal stuff, right? While working at 80-hour-week sales manager position, I have 40 sales reps I'm overseeing, trying to deal with this personal stuff of going through a divorce, separation.
That in itself is hard. I mean, there's no way you can really truly, for me, I always tell my husband, like, there's no way I can focus on my business if we not right. Like, let me manage that, and then let me deal with the business afterwards. So yeah, I completely get that.
It was tough. And when a year after my divorce, this opportunity came into my lap, and good friends of mine said, look, we're looking to expand this company nationwide. It has nothing to do with selling lotions and potions, because they knew I've been there, done it, and I was kind of done, with that deal because going through the divorce. And they said, Bobby, how many people know less than perfect credit? I'm like, I know everybody.
Everybody's struggling somewhere.
Exactly. And then when they shared this platform with me that this company offered 11 more services than any credit repair company in the financial literacy realm, I said, wait, hold on a second. We're going to educate people about credit. We're going to help them build credit. We're going to help them remove the negative things on their credit. And we're going to show them how to become better money managers, better savers, become more financial literate, because they didn't teach this stuff at school. So when I saw this, I said, wait, hold on a second. I've never seen anything like this in our industry. And they said, we're the first, right? And so, I asked the very same question. I was like, well, how many people know about this company? He said, we're first. And I said, wow, that's exciting. And it excited me again. And then sure enough, we were able to go out there and get my own credit fix. That's the best part about this testimony, is that I was a 767. I've had a 750 plus since I was 21 years old. Wow. So having good credit, I never had to put a deposit or a down payment on a car. I never had to come up with security deposits for utility bills. Like, that's not normal. People think that's normal to put a security deposit.
Right.
That's not normal. I never had to do that. And so when my credit got messed up, I went from a 767 down to a 586.
Wow.
And me, a finance sales manager, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to get my credit right. So this came right on time. Came right on time. And in 90 days, my credit score went up over 100 points. I went from a 586 to a 693 from the platform I joined in on. And then in about 7 months of doing this part-time business, working on my fortune, in 7 months, for my first time ever, I was able to make a 6-figure income. And I literally walked away from a 70, 80-hour-a-week, 6-figure sales manager position. And I'm like, 15 years of grinding in this network marketing industry, never made it, failed 5 different times. And here we are. We found something that it can literally change people's lives, not by selling a lotion or potion, by literally becoming more financial literate, right? And being more educated about your own finances and your own credit. Everybody has to have it. And
right. And if you don't care about your credit, I wouldn't say that you've been educated enough to care about it, right? Because I, at the age of, 21, 22, working at a bank, had never discussed credit with my mom, had never discussed 401ks, had never discussed credit cards or managing money, or back then we balanced checkbooks, and I remember working at a bank, and they called me into the office and they were like, your credit card is over the limit. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then they're like, on top of that, your account is overdraft. And I was like, well, I just thought I had money because it just kept working. So I wasn't educated enough about that. So what I tried to do differently was educate my oldest, who's now 27, by getting them a credit card, getting them a bank card at 16, and talking about 401ks. I'm like, consistently, like, what do you think about your retirement? Don't get to my age and then wait and try and figure that thing out. Like, think about your retirement when you're really 19. Think about where you want, like you said, your goals. And in order to get to the big goals, you have to meet all these little goals to get there, right? So a lot of things you say we use also in coaching, which is what I do. So I really love the fact that you're like making it in such layman's terms that somebody should click and just say, I never thought about that. So what is something that your company does? You said that there's 11 other things that your company does, the other credit, I guess, monitoring or fixing. You know, what sets your company apart from other companies in your industry?
Absolutely. So credit repair is not a new thing, right? You got different companies out there, and but they only provide one service. When we came to this, we wanted to bring value. See, price is what you pay, but value is what you get, and people will always pay for value over just a price point, right?
Right.
And so when I saw this company, they not just, let's just say someone had collections and all these negative items, medical bills, student loans, evictions, whatever it is. This company, our company, is able to help clients remove their negative items,
Okay.
to get their credit score where it needs to be. But if you're not educated about credit, how are you going to sustain that score, right? And how are you going to build from there? So we have a credit builder program to help that average person to be more educated about credit and how to sustain it and build from it. Positive trade lines, so very important. We also have a money management program, you know, how to manage your money. People in America are poor money managers. That's why we're in trillions of dollars in debt, okay?
Buying the TV as soon as I get my son smart.
Exactly, you know? And so when I saw that this platform was going to help people remove the negative, build positive, I mean, we have secured credit cards for the individuals that need to start rebuilding their credit or want to learn how to build credit, like the 16-year-olds, you know, or the 18 or that just want to start establishing credit. You know, getting a secured credit card is the best way to go. We also just changed the game with the rental program. Where now a renter can now build their credit being on time with the rental payment. So their largest overhead, 50% of the world's now are the country's renters, but they never got to build credit off their rental payment. But they run your credit to move in, and they put it on your credit if they evict your butt, right? But they never give you on-time payments. We just changed the game with something called Credit My Rent in our platform to now we can help that person go back 2 years of 24 months payments, right? 24 months of on-time payment. We can go back 2 years, apply it to the credit report today, and it'll build 24 months of on-time payment trade lines. And we've seen it boost people's credit score anywhere from 20 to 100 points. And that's just
I'm gonna pause because I don't know if they really heard you say that they can take their on-time payment. We're not talking about people you paid it that month, but you paid it on the 15th, the 30th, not that type, right? We're talking about the ones who paid on time.
Yep.
So how do you do that? Like, a lot of people that I know may rent from someone that's, you know, not a management company, or how do you do that?
From a buyer or something like that.
Yeah.
So whoever they're paying the rent to, they're either paying it through a bank, Zelle, there's some type of trace, right?
Okay.
So when we enroll them to this deal, they could do a 1 year backtrack, or they could go up to 2 years backtrack.
Okay.
Once they do that, right, it's a small fee. It's like no more than $150 for 2 years. It's like 60 or 80 bucks for 1 year, right? But to backtrack this here up to 2 years, that's 24 months of on-time payments. That would they would look at the paper trail, whether you were zelling it to someone or you were getting you were going to what is it, AmScott, and you were getting a money order, right? I've done one of those in a while. So anyways, I was trying to find a word for it. I'm so used to Cash App or Venmo, right? But anywhere there's a trail, they're gonna see that payment done, and then they go back to the person that they've always been on time. They say, yep, they've been on time. That will report to the credit report today. So let's say you signed up and it hits today. Whenever that cycle reports, when it refreshes at the credit bureaus, now it'll recycle and show on your credit report that Shay has made X amount of payments, right? However many years you go back, 1 year or 2 years, and that will report. Now that builds trade line, positive payment history. And so the 5 key secrets that people don't know about how your credit score is calculated. Number one is being on time. That makes up 35% of how your credit score is calculated. If you're late one time, 30 late payment, you know, a 30-day late payment, your credit score can drop 50 to 100 points, we've seen, from one late payment.
Yeah, which is very sad. But I want to just hit really quick because we have a lot of couples that are married, right?
Mhm.
So, or a lot of people that are just married. And so when it comes down to the renting, because clearly in my mind, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I may need that service. My husband and I, for example, we pay it out of our joint account. Does it affect both person's credit, or is it only affecting one person's credit?
One person per social. So if he
Okay.
wants to do it too, he would sign up privately or himself, run it off of his social, and then
Okay.
if you guys been there for 4 years, you could go back up to 2 years, and
Mm-hmm.
both guys will get that added on. Because the reason why my lenders, I work with hundreds of lenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because all their buyers were eventually renters. If they could get that credit boost to get them the lower interest rate, that's how
Yeah.
we're bringing value to the marketplace. Over a 30-year amortization. Do you know what a difference between a 4% and an 8% interest rate is? We're talking about over $110,000. Who has
Right.
110 to just throw away and just say, forget about it, I don't need that. So
No.
education is what our company's all about. Financial literacy. It's not just about fix your credit and then send you on. No, we want to never see you again. So let's educate you and create a platform or
On
a
how to
group.
do that. So what are
Absolutely.
the top 5 areas that you would say, because a lot of people just have credit cards, right? But then they see their credit card, yeah, they're making their on-time payments. It may go up 1 or 2 points. What are some things that somebody can do, let's say that they can't afford? Well, first of all, let's talk about your services and how much people are getting ready to get their stimulus check, whether it's $600, whether they have a family, they're getting a full 24, whatever, however the media is marketing it to them, right? Can they take a portion of that and really begin to build and have something for wealth going forward?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Our program is very inexpensive. It's like $3 a day, right? It's a monthly service, monthly membership. We created a membership out of it because there's so many more things that you get out of there, like a living will, trust, and power of attorney. We're
Mhm.
giving it to our clients to protect their assets and their family for their future. You try to get one of those by itself, it's like $2,500, you know?
Right.
So we have all this here, but very inexpensive on a monthly service. But we also have a great opportunity where the individual can start building their wealth. Stimulus checks are what, $600 or something like that.
Yeah.
What if you took a portion of that? Let's just say $300. Okay,
Mhm.
we were able to show you a way of not only how to get your credit and finances in order, but also give you a way to now create another stream of income, working from home, not taking away from what you're currently doing, but creating an additional income into your family's household. Would that make a big difference? And that's how I've been able to go out there and mentor thousands and thousands and thousands of people across this country in this platform that I'm in now. Like, we've helped tens of thousands of people create a supplemental income. So if you're making $2,500 a month, what if you made another $2,500 without quitting your job? Now you're making a lot more money as a household, right? We've
Wow.
helped thousands of people walk away from their jobs because they chose to. Okay, and we've helped a couple dozen individuals now make 6 figures in this opportunity while getting their credit to the 750 plus. And so
Wow.
that's the biggest thing, that if you're interested, in getting your credit back in order, and you want to use the program, you know,
Mhm.
you could get back with Coach Shay. You could get back with myself. Just send us a DM. If you're looking to better your finances, you're looking for an opportunity to make some extra income, get back with Coach. You could DM both of us, and then we'll get you that information to be able to move forward.
Let me tell you, you're dope. That's probably not the right way to say it, but you are. Everything that I like the education piece of it. Um, for me, even when in my coaching business, I don't want someone that's using me as a crutch the whole time. I'm like, let's set a goal. We can reevaluate when that time comes, but I don't want you to rely on me. Do I like getting the monthly, fee? Of course. Who doesn't want extra money? But I would rather know that you walked away better because I was a part of your life, as well. And I think that people who really connect with you just in this little bit of time, you really have my mind going like, okay, as soon as Hubs get home, we need to really talk about, is there a way that we can increase the things that we're already doing?
Exactly.
We already have the credit cards, and it's like, okay, you get the new offers, and it's like, is it worth it? Is it not? What steps do we need to take to build um, the really our credit to the point where when we're ready to buy that home, when we move, that we'll be able to do so without having to go back to the drawing board.
Well, here's a cheat code. All right, this is a give me. I'm going to give this free information to you guys right now.
All right.
We know late payments makes up 35%. The second way your score is calculated makes up 30%, and it's your credit utilization. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for people that don't have negative items on the credit, but they just can't get their credit score up, your DTI, which stands for debt to income, is probably high. You have to stay below 30%. That's the rule of thumb. So if you stay below 30%, you'll start building towards your credit score. But if you notice that you're above 30% and your score is never moving, but you're always on time and it's not moving, you got to stay below that 30%. Okay.
Yeah, that's even. Are you saying 30% for the people that? Because I've learned that the hard way with my credit cards. Right? You're like, oh, it's fine as long as I pay it.
Nah.
You know, by month end. No, they start, because that thing will run, and then all of a sudden your credit is screwed for that month. You know, when you're trying to go get something. So is it total? So like, let's say that someone has $7,500 worth of credit cards total. You know, in that, and then they need to keep that total under 30%, or is it per card?
So if you broke it down, because 7,500 at 30% still the same as if you had 1,000 at 30%, it's $300, right? You want to manage all of those and make sure that they all stay under a total of 30%. Because if you take your total balance sheet of what your budget is, what's going in, what's going out, it's still going to tally out. Are you below 30%? Because if it's reporting to the credit bureaus, or when you try to go get financing, anything above 30%, now it's like, man, you're a little high risk. Like, you got more money going out than money coming in. And now we see that some of these are revolving credit, right? They're not closed end, okay?
Right.
So the difference between revolving is like a credit card, okay? The difference between a closed end, it's like a car note or a house note. Here's the total balance. You're going to make X amount of payment over X amount of period of time. But when you have high debt to income in your revolving, well, we know what happens. There's a minimum payment, and you're never going to get out of that. That's where that vicious cycle happens with the interest rates, that you're always going to get caught up in that. So I encourage everyone right now to focus. That's what our budget program does. In our program, that you can plug in all your debts. It'll categorize high interest to low interest. It's going to show you to focus on this high interest, because you'll save hundreds, if not thousands, in interest, to where you could take the money that you never had extra of. But like what we're talking about, what's going on in your life right now? Where are you currently now? What if we could show you how to better it without making a drastic change in your life, and take that difference and apply it to your other debts? That's what, when I saw this financial literacy program that we provide outside of just credit repair, this is what everybody needs to learn to really build wealth, you know? And so that was a very key thing. So stay below 30%. And you mentioned about getting more credit cards. If you're getting availabilities, there's nothing wrong with having high credit balances, right? Or limits, availability. Let's say availabilities.
Not balances, not balances.
Okay? But I always encourage the individual, every 6 months, set your alarm and ask for a credit increase. Okay? Because what it does is it's going to lower your debt to income. If you had balances of 40%, but they were your credit limit raised on all your cards an extra 1,000, now you stay below 30%. That don't mean go spend more money because they gave you a higher limit. That just means, hey, that looks good across the board when you go finance something. Like, man, she has $80,000 in credit availability, but she's way below 10, 20%. That's the smart way of getting, you know, to be able to get loans and finance, and it makes you look better on paper. So I remember going to the divorce, starting all over. I had to start off with $1,000 credit limit. I had $15,000, $20,000 credit, but we had to let things go, unfortunately. And in my first year, I was able to go from, it was pretty cool to see this. I was able to get my credit right, start using that 1,000, get the credit limit raises on my cards. Now we're talking about over 100,000 in credit availability in credit cards. And then they sent me, after my first year, they sent me the American Express Platinum card, the metal card. I'm like, from 1 year of literally just staying disciplined. Number one, you got to discipline, but stay consistent to that, committing to it. So that was the game changer there. When I saw that, from where I come from, I'm like, we didn't come from money. Like, you don't get these metal cards, it was discipline there,
Again, I can't stress it that you are absolutely amazing. If someone does not reach out to you from this, I will be completely floored. because information is knowledge. And they always say it's not what you know so much, but it's who you know. If they connect themselves to you, then they're going to just know you, and you're going to give them that information. Look, he don't come free, y'all. I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and put that coin, make sure he get that coin. But the information that you're providing to everyone, especially if they take it at the age of 20, 21, 22, 25, don't wait until you're at retirement age. But let's say that person is at retirement age. I kind of want to, before we close out, the person that's at that age, or a person who has a lot of medical bills and things that they're paying, what is something that can immediately be done by connecting with you and your company for that person once they make that commitment to be under you?
Absolutely. Well, and again, this is pertaining to those listeners that are out there that have negative, derogatory, erroneous items that are on a credit that's affecting you. I don't care if it's late payments, charge-offs, foreclosures. It could be a bankruptcy, Chapter 7, Chapter 13. It could be tax liens. It could be medical bills, student loans, evictions, look, it could be child support. It could be anything that's on your credit. If it's
everybody here was like, what? Child support?
We can get the item removed, right, through going through our process, right? And that will help you get to where you need to be from a credit standpoint, to get you to lower interest rates if you need to make some refinances. And then if you know other people out there with troubled credit that have other negative items, we have a phenomenal affiliate program or a referral program where you can go out there and get your credit worked on for free and create another stream of income, make some extra income. And even if it was an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, what would that do for you and your household? Right. And that's where we've been able to go out there and help so many people. Number one, get their credit and finances in order, but go out there and share the value, share the information, and make a difference in someone else's lives as well. So if you have anything negative that's on there, you're looking to get that removed, and you're looking to take 2021 and make it your best year and get yourself in a better financial situation for your financial future. Again, get back to Coach, get back to myself, and we'll put you in the right direction there.
And they can actually come and work up under your company. Is that what you were just saying? That
Absolutely. We're looking for more agents to work from home. I've been able to do all of my business right from this cell phone, and I've been able to travel outside of the country and still work my business. So the best part about it is I can work this business from anywhere. As long as I got some Wi-Fi,
right.
We're in business. But the biggest thing is, guys, we're looking for people that are serving, that really want to make a difference in the lives. And if you're catching this and you're in sales already, you already have unqualified buyers. If we can help you get your unqualified buyers to get qualified, what would that do for you and your business and in your finances as well? So, we're looking to help as many people across the country. We have less than 48,000 reps. So we don't have Mary Kay and Amway numbers where they have 4 or 5 million reps. We have less than 50,000 reps. We're looking to expand nationwide. If you're looking for a way to, better your own credit and your finances, and you're open to opportunity working from home during a downtime like this, again, reach out to Coach Shea, reach out to myself, and we'll put you on the right path and make 2021 your best year.
Come on now. It's about that information. Y'all better stay educated. So, Bobby, oh my gosh. Again, you are dope, 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 dope. People who know me know that's just how I talk, y'all. Y'all come get it together. But I appreciate the information. I'm actually going to be reaching out to you myself because I want to know more, about maybe even getting another stream of income. It doesn't hurt. So I appreciate you for being on Unscripted today. We pray that each and every single person listening is actually writing down his information, get in contact with him, get your credit together, find out the information that you need to really be able to have a stress-free financial life. That's just one less area for you to stress on. So we appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in, and join us again next week.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all.